When we first like see Maya, I think she's in this place where she's had like so many like family troubles. She's like lost a parent, and I think she's in this place of transition. She is self-aware enough to understand that like she doesn't want to be confined to the environment that's predisposed to her in a way, and that she didn't really choose in a way, but kind of like grew up in, and is making the conscious decision to shift out of that into something that's possibly better. And that's how she ends up at the gardens, which just sends her down this journey of, further self-actualizing and figuring out who she is, in juxtaposition to, Sigourney's character, to Joel's character, and to everyone working at the gardens. So that's where we're like seeing her, is just this place of transition. For me, like Paul's writing has always been something that has like captivated me, and like really, really moved me. So as soon as I got the script, I was like already going through and like doing script analysis, which is like really exciting to me because I wanted to find, the tone and the themes and like what Paul is actually trying to say throughout all of these pages. What does each character represent? What does Maya represent? And what does she stand for? And what does that symbol of her mean in the greater scheme of things? Yeah, so it was so exciting seeing it and then figuring that out and just really sitting back and also like allowing this idea of like rebirth and like growth and acceptance kind of inspire like in me a lot of things and pose a lot of questions for me as well, and how I could relate to Maya and how I couldn't. And yeah, so it was a lot, but it was incredible. I think sometimes like we specify like black and white and like all of these things that are facets to the greater question of like how does the meter move in terms of what we're willing to accept and what we're willing to not accept. And I think for me, like there's like parts of this character that I had to reconcile with and be like, would I, if I was ever in that situation, which would never happen, but like, you know, where does that come from and how does that feel in the body and in the psyche and what does that go against? And for me personally, I could never. And when we started shooting and continued to shoot, like I always asked why wouldn't I be able to do that? And that's like for my own personal reasons, but like it was interesting feeling this young girl, this character want to move past that. And the feeling of that was, it just encompassed so much grief and anger and resentment. And I still feel like the more I talk about the film and the more I talk about the character, I don't think I have all of the answers. I still don't think I understand her acceptance of Narvel fully. And I think in a really interesting way, that's the beauty that Paul like elicits in so much of his work is, these really visceral and multifaceted characters. And yeah, I'm still figuring it out, I guess. I think that's like, again, that's the really interesting thing about Paul. He's like a provocateur in a way. And I think the way he does it is just so fascinating. But it's just very beautiful. It's like people will take what they take from the film and they'll have their own opinions, and hopefully that will encompass like a greater conversation within themselves and with, if they watch it with another person. The thing I'll take away the most is the passion that Paul has for filmmaking, and how he's done this for so long and is so committed to it and is so committed to telling the stories that he wants to tell under any circumstance. And I think for me, that was really inspiring to see and really moved me. And, you know, last night when Paul accepted his Golden Lion, it, in a way, I'm like an optimist, and like I'm very, very hopeful. And seeing Paul accept that award and for his like life to be recognized and his body of work was just like, wow, like that can happen. And that was in close proximity. And, you know, Sigourney, like I got to work with Sigourney, and she's been an idol since I was a child, you know. And Joel, like, I love Uncle Ben very much, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it was truly an honor. And I think, yeah, my optimism is like heightened for wanting to navigate film and doing it for the reasons that embolden me to continue growing, to challenge myself, to challenge my predisposed thoughts, and, you know, to always just like stay true to like what I believe in and what I believe to be powerful. So all of that.